the start of the story, we see a security guard named H who, along with his partner Bullet, was going to deliver a lot of money to the bank. Suddenly, their truck was stopped and tear gas was thrown inside the truck. After all this, as soon as H stepped out of the truck, the thugs got scared seeing him and left the truck and ran away. Bullet told his other teammates that there was definitely something wrong with him. The thugs ran away like they had seen a ghost when they saw him. About 2 weeks earlier, this man named Patrick Hill had come to this company for an interview. This company does the job of providing security to those who do big cash transactions. They take responsibility for safely transporting money from one place to another. Terry, who holds a high post in this company, was very impressed after looking at Patrick's resume. You have done some really good work. But even then, you need to know how dangerous this job is. About 5 months ago, one of our cash-filled vans was going to make a delivery. Suddenly, it was stopped in the middle of the road. It looked like there was some road repair work going on. The workers parked a truck in front of the van and the thieves surrounded the van from all sides wearing construction worker clothes. The thieves broke open one of the van's doors and threw a grenade inside, injuring both the driver and the security guard, and they died on the spot. As soon as they loaded all the money into their vehicle, the thieves quickly fled from there. After this, Terry asked him, "Do you still want to do the job knowing all this?" Patrick nodded yes. Just then, Bullet entered and met Patrick for the first time. He said, "Your name here will be H. Don't tell anyone your real name," and his 60-hour training began. It was necessary to score 70% in this training. If the score was lower, the job wouldn't remain. H scored just enough in all the tests to pass. His bullets hit right on the outer ring, as if he was deliberately shooting there to get the minimum score. Even during the driving test, he drove perfectly well, but at the end, while reversing, he crashed into some boxes. Bullet introduced H to his team, which is called Formula One. These people use weird names so that no one knows anyone's real identity. These people transfer very large amounts of cash from one place to another. That's why they don't use their real names, so that no one can find their weaknesses. After that, H was given all his weapons so he could start his work. Dave and his partner John were getting ready to take a big package somewhere. Bullet was also going to go with them. But at the last moment before leaving, he replaced John with H. Dave told H that you can't even imagine how dangerous this job is. To which H replied, "However dangerous it is, I'll handle it. Okay?" Now the three of them sat in the truck and set out to deliver the money. During their conversation, Dave said that 5 months ago, during the truck robbery, it was his shift. But by chance he took a leave so someone else had to go and his life was saved. Otherwise he wouldn't be sitting here today. H asked him, "Why did you take leave?" Actually, he suspected there must have been an inside man involved in the robbery. Dave said that the police had already asked him these questions. "I had drunk a little too much the previous day, which is why I couldn't come to the office." While talking, they arrived at a building where they had to pick up $2 million. Bullet took H with him for the pickup so he could see whether he only talks big or can actually work. After picking up the money, they quickly returned to their depot. There was a lot of security here. Every person working in this depot had to go through a security check. After coming back to the depot, everyone went to the room to relax. Before going inside, H looked carefully at the ID cards of all the workers, then went inside the room. Inside, the conversation was that H doesn't talk much. A company member came up to him and tried to learn more about H. He asked H, "Where did you work before this?" H said he worked at a big European company. Then he ended the conversation there and told the man to leave. This man was very offended by what H said, and after this incident, everyone became very suspicious of H. The next day, H, Dave, and Bullet went to deliver a small amount. But there, Bullet was taken hostage, and they demanded $1 million from the truck. This incident made Dave very nervous, and he said that according to the depot rules, we should leave from here. They will get Bullet released on their own. But the people who had captured Bullet directly threatened that if either of you tries to leave, they will kill Bullet. "Right now, no talking with anyone," H said to Dave. "We both have to face the enemies ourselves. The best option is to hand over the money and get Bullet released. Bullet's life is worth more than the money." Meanwhile, the kidnappers started pressuring Dave to bring the cash inside. They gave him specific instructions about where to go. Once he reached the location, there was a car parked in front of him, and a truck rolled up behind him. From the car, the kidnappers brought Bullet out. They directly told Dave, "Put all the money into the truck behind you, and don't try to be smart." H took responsibility for transferring the money from their truck to the kidnappers' one, and told Dave to stay calm. H started tossing the bags from one truck to the other. Bullet had been brought out just in case they needed to kill him if anything went wrong. H purposely threw one bag outside instead of inside the truck. A kidnapper came out to grab it, and at that moment, H swiftly pulled out his gun and shot him dead. Then, in full-on hero style, he coolly eliminated each and every kidnapper, one by one, as if he had major experience doing this. During training, he couldn't even hit the center of a target. All his shots had landed on the outermost ring. But now, he was shooting bullets dead center on everyone's forehead. Chasing after the boss of the kidnappers, H reached a warehouse. He asked him straight up, "Who are you working for?" But the man refused to answer clearly, so H shot him point blank. Bullet and Dave arrived shortly after and were stunned to see that H had taken down the entire gang, all by himself. After this incident, the police began interrogating H. Was he a secret agent from another country? How else could he eliminate an entire gang so easily? H calmly replied, "No sir, nothing like that, just got lucky. My bullets accidentally hit the right spots." Then the police showed H footage of the robbery that happened in the beginning. H said, "I don't know anything about this. I wasn't even working for the company back then." When he came out, H's senior told him, "You're on desk duty for a month now. It's company policy. We don't want you to get depressed and do something reckless." H looked at him and asked, "Do I look depressed to you?" Just then, the company's owner walked in and started praising H. He said to the senior, "These are the kind of people the company needs. You think this guy's made to sit behind a desk? He's a warrior, man." Meanwhile, the cop who had been talking to H made a call to his superior. "This is the guy the Bureau has been looking for over the past 25 years. But the boss said, "Don't take any action for now. Let him finish what he came here to do." The officers warned, "Sir, if we knowingly let him stay and something goes wrong, the department's reputation will be at stake." The boss replied, "Nothing's gonna happen. He didn't come here for money. Let him do what he came for." Then, a woman came to meet H and handed him a file. It had data on all the employees in the company and a post-mortem report of someone. After going through all the files carefully, H became suspicious of a security guard named Diana. He quietly broke into her house and held her at gunpoint to ask some questions. He noticed a stash of cash there and asked, "Where did all this money come from?" Diana confessed, "I stole it from a liquor store, so I'd have something to fall back on after retirement. I swear it was the first and last time I ever did anything like this." Then H told her, "If you know anything else, you better tell me now, because if I find out later, it won't end well for you." Diana denied knowing anything more, so H just warned her and let her go. Now the story jumps 5 months back. H was going somewhere with his son Dougie. Just then, he got a call from a man named Mike, the same guy who had tried to rob the truck earlier and ran away after seeing H. Mike wanted to know the location of a Fortico company truck. He had already assigned someone else to the job earlier, but that guy met with an accident. Now the job was handed to H and his son drove to the Fortico depot. He left Dougie in the car and pretended to go get food. But really, he was just watching the truck. All he needed to do was tell Mike whether the truck would go left or right. After giving Mike the location and direction, H ended the call and brought the food back to his son. Meanwhile, the Fortico truck drove ahead and reached a bridge, right where H's car was also parked. That's when the attack happened. The thieves surrounded the truck, looted all the money, and were just about to leave. But then, they saw H's son sitting in the car. The boy had witnessed the entire robbery, which meant he had become a direct eyewitness. The robbers knew they had to eliminate that evidence, so one of them walked over and shot H's son dead. H was rushing toward the scene when another robber opened fire on him, unleashing a hail of bullets. H collapsed to the ground, injured but not before getting a clear look at the shooter's face, one he would never forget. H survived the attack, but his son didn't. After this tragedy, H's wife blamed him entirely for their son's death. That's when it was revealed. H wasn't just anyone. He was actually the leader of a powerful gang. And the people who had robbed the truck and killed his son, they were part of a rival gang. After this, H's wife left him for good. H then assigned his entire crew the mission of hunting down the rival gang. His gang started eliminating other gangs in the area one by one, trying to uncover who was behind it all. But nothing turned up. With no leads, Mike suggested, maybe it was an inside job. Someone from Fortico, maybe one of their own guards. H admitted he was mentally exhausted and said he wanted to go away for a while, to London, to calm himself. But in reality, he was building a fake identity. He got new ID papers made under the name Patrick Hill. He also ordered a copy of his son's autopsy report. Then we meet another gang. These guys were former military, now turned full-time criminals. Their leader was a man named Jackson, and among them was the same man who had shot H's son. His name was Jan. This gang was planning another major heist. Their target, the company that transports cash across locations. They had received intel from someone inside Fortico that a truck carrying millions of dollars was scheduled to move. This was the same heist where H's son had been killed. 5 months later, Jackson regrouped his entire crew and planned an even bigger hit. This time, a $50 million score from Fortico on Black Friday, the one day of the year when Fortico handles the highest amount of cash. A few days later, H and Bullet were driving a cash truck to the depot. Along the way, Bullet made a shocking confession. "I'm the inside guy feeding them all the intel," he told H. Bullet used to be a part of Jackson's crew. He had taken the job at Fortico just to spy and funnel information to them. Bullet looked at H and said, "You seem useful. Work with us. You'll be rich." H had been waiting for this day. He instantly agreed. Bullet drove the truck to a secret location where a few robbers climbed in and hid. Then they proceeded to Fortico's depot. As soon as they arrived, the robbers stormed out of the truck and took the entire depot hostage, capturing all guards and staff. But amidst the chaos, one brave guard managed to sound the alarm. Now the police would be on their way. Sensing urgency, the guards retaliated, but Jackson's crew overpowered them quickly. They were wearing full bulletproof armor. H had already been restrained and kept aside, but when he saw an opening, he struck, taking down a robber and putting on his gear. Now disguised as one of them, H moved freely. Meanwhile, Bullet revealed his true self and executed both Dave and Dana. At this point, only Jackson, Bullet, and Jan remained from the gang. But Jackson was severely wounded during the firefight. Still, the three of them managed to escape with the cash truck, plowing through the police barricades and fleeing to a hidden garage. Beneath the garage were underground tunnels. Jackson, now bleeding heavily, started getting paranoid. He suspected Jan was planning to betray him and take all the money. So he raised his gun at Jan. But Jan was quicker. He disarmed Jackson and slit his throat. Now only Jan and Bullet remained. They took all the money, loaded it into a car, and prepared to flee. But both men were plotting betrayal. Before Bullet could pull his gun, Jan shot him first, killing him, and escaped through the tunnels, thinking he had won, that he was finally free. Later, Jan was at his flat, relaxing. As he stepped out of the bathroom and walked toward the table, a phone began ringing, buried between the bags of stolen cash. He picked it up and heard a voice. It was H. H was already in his apartment. The phone had been a tracker. H had used it to locate Jan. H told him, "The kid you killed that day, he was my son." He showed Jan the autopsy report, which said the boy had died from gunshot wounds to internal organs. And then, H killed Jan, in the exact same way Jan had killed Dougie. After that, H walked outside where an FBI chief was waiting for him. H handed over all the stolen cash to the FBI. His mission now complete, H sat in his car and quietly drove away. If you like this story, don't forget to hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel so you never miss a recap. See you in the next one.